guys, my name is FX and welcome back to Would You Rather. This is a game where you choose option A or option B and you find out how much of a dick you are for choosing the wrong answer. So, if you could be a duck hero, I thought I said a truck hero. This is going well this so far, it's only been like 5 seconds. If you could be a duck hero, would you rather be Phantom Duck or be Dorking Duck? I have absolutely no idea. That says Dork Wing, not Dorking. I'd rather be Dorking Duck is what I'd rather be. Where's option C when you need it? So I presume these are characters of some sort, and me being the age of 26, nearly 27, that's right. I don't even know my own age. I have no idea who these are. So we're just, for sheer luck, we're just gonna click the Phantom Duck because it sounds a bit more mischievous, and Phantom is also in Phantom of the Opera. I have no idea. There we go. 56% agree with me that they'd rather be the Phantom Duck rather than the Dorking Duck, the Dorkwing Duck, the Darkwing. Oh my god. Would you rather have hair covering your entire body or be completely bald? Right, so as much as it pains me to do this, I think I'd click that one because it's a guy's biggest fucking worry, that, isn't it, really? I think just like losing your hair, because it's confidence, isn't it? But anyway, other than that, we're moving on to this, right? Because having hair covering your entire body, if that is literally entire body, are we talking face, the whole arm, fingers, hands, everything? I mean, you could shave it off, but if it's you could shave it off. But then again, it might just grow back. It might be one of those things that just grow back like that, because there is some sort of conditions like that, I think, isn't there? Like, there's conditions where, like, people get hair on the face and then they try and shave it off, but it grows back either quicker, or it just grows back, you know, quick as normal kind of thing. So, I don't know. But then that, you'd be completely bald. And then we're talking about, like, you can't have, well, but with that one, are we talking completely bald as in, like, normal completely bald, which is like you've got no hair on your head, which is that type of bald? Or are we talking completely bald as in entire body completely bald, in which case you've got no chest hair, no eyebrow hair, no beard, nothing, you're just a walking cue ball? I think I mean, click, right? Because if you are, say worst case scenario, you're completely bald, right? As in everything. You've not got 1 ounce of hair on your body. You can always get a wig, and you can always draw eyebrows on and shit. You could even maybe get you can get a hair transplant. There we go. That's the thing that footballers are getting nowadays, right? Wayne Rooney, I'm looking at you. But so yeah, you just on that basis that you can, if you had the money or you had the drive and you wanted to, whatever, you could have a hair transplant. I don't know if they do eyebrow transplants, but hey, there's a first time for everything. Or you can draw shit on, like the females do, right? I guess, I have no idea. 74% agree with me though. I do know that for a fact. Moving on, would you rather attempt to survive a computer uprising, Terminator, or attempt to survive a zombie outbreak, Dawn of the Dead? Right, bloody hell, I think I'd rather choose this one. I think I'd rather attempt to survive a zombie outbreak, because zombies are slow, right? I mean, they might not be. They might be, bugger me. What was like I Am Legend? They weren't technically, were they zombies? Were they weren't bloody human, is what they weren't. And they were fast as shit. But if they we're going on the basis that, like, your typical, excuse me, your typical zombie film / zombie game, 9 times out of 10, they're the slowest shit, really. He says, getting flashbacks of 21 days later and whatever. So, on the basis that they're going to be slow as shit and you can outrun them in worst case scenarios, we're going to click on that one. Because the Terminators are bloody really difficult, really difficult to kill. And they have weapons and all that shit. And they're a computer, which obviously, so they're obviously smarter than me, is what I'm trying to say. So, just for that reason, and that reason alone, we're going to click on that one. 66% agree. There we go. See, me and those 66%, we can just survive the zombie outbreak together. Yeah, alright. Would you rather have an iPad or have an iPhone? Right. I'd rather have an iPhone, I think, because an iPhone does exactly what an iPad does, only on a smaller scale, and you can phone from it. Now, I know you can have Skype and shit on the iPad, Here we go. I've just won the argument. Granted, I'm having an argument with myself, but I've still won it. So, like, with an iPad, you can Skype. You may or may not be at a phone. I don't know. I'm not that. We've got one, but we don't really use it. It's more my dad's present, really, than anything else. So I don't really use it that much. So correct me if I'm wrong on any of these points. And as far as I know, you can't phone them. You might be able to do it on the new ones, but bear in mind that we'll say that you can't phone anyone. You can use Skype and use other shit like that, but you can with an iPhone. But you can't phone anyone, and you can't take it out anywhere in terms of using it on 3G. I know you can, but the one that we've got, you can't do that on. And yeah, I might have just backed myself into a corner on this one. You might be able to, but the money you spend on that for a 3G, 4G plan or whatever would probably not be as good as a phone, because a phone is like a normal everyday use item that you'd need that for, whereas an iPad is maybe... Again, I could be talking out my left testicle, really, right now. But in my stupid head, an iPhone is better than an iPad because you can phone on it and you can use it out and about really easy. Plus the fact that it's small. I know the i6 is massive right now. Again, I've not got one, but I'm speculating. But I'd rather have an iPhone 5S than an iPad because it's smaller. You can phone from it. You can use it out and about whenever you need to. For the sheer fuck of it, that it's smaller and you can call on it, I'm gonna go for the iPhone. Just there we go. I know I backed myself into about 17 different corners then, but I came out on top with 71% of people agreeing with me. Would you rather have an iPhone? This is deja vu, this. Have an iPhone or have an Android device? I've never had an Android device. I've had mates that have had Android devices, and they've complained about it a little bit in the fact that it's not as user-friendly as an iPhone. But having said that, that was a while ago. That was like maybe a year or two ago, I think, and it might have improved since then. But since I've had an iPhone, I've been with Apple in terms of phone-wise, not computer-wise. Nothing against Macs. All right, it's just I like the Windows shit. So yeah, I've had an iPhone since the iPhone 3S came out. And then from there, I've got the iPhone 4S, and now I'm on the iPhone 5S. And then when the iPhone 75 comes out, I'll get the iPhone 6S, probably, maybe. I have no idea. Before that, I had a Nokia. So before that, like when I had the Nokia, there was no such thing as a store. I know, I'm bloody ancient, and I don't forget. But before I had that, the Nokia I had was an N95, and they had like basic internet on phones. I think like the iPhone 3 onwards, like around about that area, and I'm not just saying it's just the iPhone that did this, but like around about that time, that is when phones came out with user-friendly, like desktop kind of internet browser provider and all that shit kind of thing. But before that, you had like a fanny ass little screen that was about that big that you had to like Google shit, and it had like mobile friendly Google, which was absolute shit, and it took you about half an hour for it to fucking load. It was like you were on dial-up basically. Or at least that's what I can remember from my phone. Granted, I probably got like the cheapest plan known to man, but the struggles were real basically. So ever since that point, I've had an iPhone, and I've not really had any reason to move on from iPhone. So again, I don't know anything about Android, and again, I don't want a Samsung, and I don't want to move on to anything else. I'm not saying that Samsung is Android, but I think it might be. If it's not, it's something else. But my point is, I've got no reason to change. I like the iPhone, and I'm going to continue using the iPhone until it severely lets me down, which hopefully that won't happen, touch wood. There we go. Moving on. And 57% agree with me, just as an added bonus to that one. I know I said moving on, but we'll move on after this. As an added bonus, 57% agreed and 43% disagreed. Fine. If you played football for a living, would you rather play quarterback or play linebacker? Right, this isn't technically football. This is American football. This is the NFL. This is handball, basically, with padding and all that shit. Right, okay. I thought I was going to answer this, like, relatively easy, if I could actually say words. Because I thought you meant football. Football as in the England football, or soccer to you other people that call that type of football. Moving on. Basically, a quarterback. A quarterback is the guy that throws the ball. I know that much. A linebacker is like they have Are they on the line? I think they are, aren't they? Because you have defensive linebackers, do you? Correct me if I'm wrong. I probably am. Don't correct me, because I'm definitely wrong. And they have offensive linebackers, do they? But they may not be on the line. They may be, it may be a position in the line. Basically, I think, I think I'd rather be the playmaker, really. I'd rather be the playmaker. I'd rather be the guy who, I know there's a lot more pressure on it and shit, but bearing in mind that I get protected well and I have time to scope out which pass I should do, or just pass it to the right, the RB, the running back, then I think I'd be all right. Plus, I'd get protected, which is always a plus. But then you can get sacked. Hey, we're getting it. You can get sacked, and then you're on your backside, aren't you, really? And no one wants that. So, bollocks to it. We're going to go with quarterback. And 72% agree. That's cracking. Would you rather sprout a tail or sprout a horn? Right. Well, there's two scenarios for this. Either one is we're in a different universe, and you can have a horn or a tail, as in like it's the norm. Or two, you live in today's society where you'd be looked at like a freak, maybe, if you had a horn or a tail. Maybe not. I have no idea. You might be able to charge. You might be able to go down to the circus and charge people for seeing your horn. That one, never mind. So if we're going in column A, as in like we live in, you know, Guardians of the Galaxy universe type thing or whatever, then I'd probably choose horn, because I'd be like, hey, check out my horn. But if we're living in today's standards, in today's society and shit, where like you need to hide crap, maybe, I don't know, but you need to hide crap that's out of the norm for fear of being, you know, like rejected or whatever, or an outcast, then I'd probably go for tail, because at least you can tuck that in. Hey, see where I've got a point. It just takes me half an hour to get to where I'm going. So if we're going with that basis, then I'd probably go for tail, because you can tuck it between your legs and hide it in your underpants, basically. Whereas a horn, you can wear a hat, but you still get this coming out of it, which, having said that, the horn will probably just, the hat will probably just cover the horn, wouldn't it, really? And then that'll just be, I'm gonna click sprout a tail. 71% agree with me that you can hide a tail if you need to. So, cool, yeah, because you could hide it if needs must. And even if you lived in a different reality, I'd probably maybe choose tail now, because if needs must, you could hide a tail. Whereas with a horn, unless you want to walk around with a bloody fireman's hat on, you'd be buggered to hide it, really, wouldn't you? If you could, would you rather? I don't know why I said it like that, but I'm doing it like that. If you could, would you rather eat world hunger? Holy shit. End world hunger or find a cure for cancer? Right. Well, I imagine maybe not. It might be 50-50, or it might be in the opposite direction, but I imagine that world hunger maybe affects more people than cancer does. I am a genius. I've just won the argument against me. Right, so if you will think about it like this, Dr. B, we'll call him Dr. Dave, because of course, what else are we going to call him? If Dr. Dave could have the cure for cancer, but right now he could be in a place where he could die of world hunger. So if we end world hunger, Dr. Dave would live, and he will live long enough to cure cancer. There we go, killed two birds with one stone. 36% agree. Really? Alright, clearly no one's heard about Dr. Dave. And for the final one, if you to play a board game, I don't even know English, but that's not English. If you to play a board game if you had to play a board game every single day, would you rather only play Risk or only play Monopoly? Right, well, I've never played Risk. I've heard many things about it, some good, some bad, but I've never played it. But having said that, I have played Monopoly, and I quite like Monopoly, even though it's a long game. But having said that, you could always shorten it, couldn't you? Really, if needs must. So at least I know how to play that. Whereas Risk, see, I know how to play Monopoly. I've played Monopoly. I know what I'm getting into. Whereas with Risk, I don't know how to play it, and I don't know if I'd enjoy it at the end of it. So on that basis, we're getting good through them quick now, aren't we? On that basis, I'm going to click Monopoly, and 68% agree with me. Cool. And on that note, guys, I am going to leave that one there. So that is Would You Rather again. And I might play it again because it's a nice change of pace. It's technically a game, right? Is it? I have no idea, but it's pretty good. It's a nice change of pace, basically, from shooting people and trying to figure out puzzles and stamping the wrong passport. So yeah, look out for this again in the near future. So, that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you in the next video. Take it easy, guys. Bye-bye. Oh, give me key. Give me my key. Give me my key. Give me my key. Give me my key. Give me that. Give me that. There we go. Nicely done. I'm an expert marksman, don't we know? I shoot it. Oh, I did it. I shoot some gigs.